Hello and welcome to Turning Veganese with AJ. I'm AJ. Now, I'm usually very cheerful and stuff, but today I'm having none of it. Today, I'm gonna be serious. So now, we're gonna talk about something that I think needs to be discussed today, needs to be talked about. And it's this idea that the world would benefit more from having more imperfect vegans than from having fewer perfect ones. Now, the problem with this mindset is the following. What do you mean when you say imperfect versus perfect vegans? Is there such a thing as a perfect vegan? And if not, can vegans achieve perfection? Now, here's the thing. If you mean, when you say imperfect, what you mean is a vegan who from time to time, gets to have like a cheat day, or like, you go to your cousin's house or whatever, you stay over and it's like pizza night at their house, and you're like, well, whatever, I don't want to be rude, and so I'm gonna get some pizza just tonight. I'm gonna break the rules. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's not being a vegan at all. That's not even an imperfect vegan. That's not what a vegan would actually do. And I know it is a difficult concept to grasp for you non-vegans out there, because you don't quite understand yet why we do what we do, and you don't understand what veganism is actually about. And you might think that this is just like an extreme diet or something, when it really isn't. What it really is, veganism is a moral and ethical stance against all systems of oppression, abuse, and exploitation, from human animals to non-human animals. That's what it is. And given that definition, it would be impossible for a vegan to make a decision to eat animal products or consume any type of animal based product or goods or whatever, like from time to time or something. That's not a thing a true vegan would do, because we understand where it's all coming from. So if we're not talking about an extreme situation in which you can't avoid by any means to consciously harm animals, then there's no excuse, there's no justification for that. Like, it's not like you're gonna, like I said before, that scenario where you go to your cousin's house and eat pizza night, whatever, and you don't want to be rude, whatever, to the family or something. No, that's not a thing. I'm sorry. And in today's age, where there exists this thing called the internet, in which you can search for basically anything and everything, and it's not just for looking at scantily clad ladies dancing for money. You can look up, how to eat vegan at this restaurant, or how to order vegan at this other restaurant, or whatever. So if they're having a pizza night at your cousins, just to follow this example, you can just look up really quickly, hey, how to order vegan at this pizza place or whatever. uh, and you'll see a bunch of options popping up because it's 2022, and today we got a whole array of options at our disposal. We even have apps for that. So yeah, you can go to like things like Happy Cow, or there's a bunch of other web pages and stuff. So there would really be no reason to like make an exception or something in that scenario. Now, so you see, if by imperfect you mean that vegans actually can't avoid harming non-human animals at 100%, then you're right. There's no vegan perfection as of today. Because guess what? We do not live yet in a vegan world. Food production is run by non-vegan corporations, non-vegan families, non-vegan businesses. So we don't own these things. We have no control over it. All we can do is not consume any of that ourselves, warn others of this thing that's happening in the world, to let you know, guys, about the truth, this horrible truth that is happening. And you're actually not helping anything by pointing the finger at us, saying, oh yeah, you're a hypocrite because, bees and avocados and what? Yeah, we are aware about this thing with the avocados and the bees, and believe me, I'm gonna make a video about this Piers Morgan guy. Believe me, I'm going to obliterate him in another video. But yeah, we know about this. We know about crop deaths and all that. We know that insects and rodents and small mammals get killed in the crop productions. But again, vegans don't own crop productions. Vegans are like what? Let's say, to really be generous, let's say that we are like 3% of the population, something like that. I think it's even less than that, like 1%. I don't know. I don't have the exact number at hand. But to blame us for these things makes absolutely no sense. And I mean, it's not like only vegans eat avocado toasts or whatever. No, meat eaters also do. And there's more meat eaters than vegans. There's even more meat eaters and vegetarians who really are just meat eaters fooling themselves than there are vegans as it is. Now, this perfection thing, can it really be achieved? I would say, as of today, it's impossible because of the reasons I just said. The world is not run by vegans. Therefore, we can't really, at this point, we don't have the power to actually make the changes necessary to bring about this vegan utopia that we dream about. And in the end of it, yeah, I mean, you can't avoid causing causing harm to others, let's say by accidents or something like that. But you can try your best. You can definitely try your best, educate yourself, and do everything in your power to not participate in these systems of evil that are in place. And you can definitely do that. I mean, if you're like in a position where you have like you can go to the supermarket. If you go to the supermarket to get your food, there's no excuse to not get lentils and beans and rice and whatever, and I mean there's no excuse really for that. I mean unless you live in like a place where like there's no other option, like there's like a platypus and that's the only thing that's there. There's not even like, I don't know, like fruits or anything, nothing grows. I don't know. I mean, really, I don't know. I mean, it's just like an extreme condition thing. If that's not you, then I'm sorry, but it's your choice. But if you're choosing violence, then why are you doing that? Like I said, just educate yourself. Really get to know the true horrors of this animal holocaust that is happening. I know many people's, oh my god. I don't know what I'm saying today. I'm just gonna leave all these bloopers today. I'm not even going to edit this much. Oh man. I mean, what was I saying? Well, whatever, you know. Like I said, can vegans be perfect? Sure, we want to. It's impossible right now, because then you find out, that's another thing, when you go vegan, you start finding out all these new horrors you didn't even think about before. You didn't even think it could be possible. So when you look at your shampoo bottle, your soap, your, I don't know, your car, everything, it's like, bloody hell, all of this comes from like animal or animal derived products and tests and everything. It's like, what kind of hellscape have we created here? And it's all for nothing, really. It's all for nothing, because everything, we can manufacture everything synthetic. We can manufacture everything from plants or from other sources that are not animal based. So it doesn't make any sense to continue to do that. We have really no excuse for it, especially if we live in like these privileged first world countries and cities and stuff like that. There's no excuse. There's no excuse whatsoever. So this idea, again, just to end the video, if your idea of imperfect vegan means, you know what, this Friday I'm gonna have like eggs or sushi night, whatever. No, that's not an imperfect vegan. That's not a vegan at all. But yeah, if the definition is someone who's trying to reduce their harm to the animals and to the environment at large, then yeah, that's an imperfect vegan, because, like I said, at the moment we can't truly achieve perfection. But we definitely have the moral duty to try, and I hope we will succeed one day. That's it for today, guys, and remember, turn vegan is today.